Hey, I've gotten back from a walk and it was a really eye-opening walk, to be honest. What I basically did is I went on a 3 hour walk, which sounds a bit mad, but I sort of do it once a week now, especially since now I got kicked out of my gym. I hadn't been going to gym for the past 2 weeks, so I've had a lot of extra time, and a lot of it has been wasted doing some like instant gratification activities, but I have done a lot of it for self-improvement as well. For example, I've started like reading again, journaling that I've always been doing, but and now more recently I've started sort of developed this hobby of exploring and just going on like walks, long walks as well. Today I went back from a 3 hour walk. It wasn't ideal because it was dark, but basically I did like a huge walk, and then I ended it by walking through a forest in the dark. I did have a torch, but I can't lie, I had a 40-minute walk in the forest. I can't lie, I was shit scared at the time. My heart was pounding and pounding, but like, I started to control my breath and everything, and I got out, and when I got home, I was like really beginning to feel grateful and grateful. 'Cause even when I was walking home, I was like, wow, just like experiencing life, and it was really eye opening. And wanted to get into, I wanted to get into the importance of like walking, hiking, and doing stuff like what I did today, for example. It's obviously great to do it with friends, but also I think it's important to go on walks by yourself as well, because it's very useful. I've already said this in the past, but it's very useful to have this time to like just think, and it's so much more beneficial to do it with when you're just on a walk, because you've not got any distractions, and there's that level of discomfort as well. And if you just, especially like when you ideally I would recommend like walking through like countryside or walking through a forest or something like that. Don't be walking through like a city or something. That's not ideal. Or a park, actually. A park would be very good place to walk. So today, like I said, I went on a walk through the woods. But yeah, I just wanted to get into why you should start walking. And first reason is to clear your mind. If you've been meditating for a while, hopefully you should be know how to like practice mindfulness. And I feel like meditation and then going on walks actually go hand in hand, because meditation helps being mindful, and then when you go on a walk you can actually practice that mindfulness by like just being present. And it really is beneficial because you can just sort of take in your surroundings. And a lot of the times if you are gonna walk in a park and stuff, you've just got, with a fresh air, and you've just got trees around you, and it's very calm and sedating. And I think that's very important to clear your mind, because a lot of the times, like, if it's better to do it in the morning, because a lot of the times you'll get distracted before, like for example today, before I went on a walk I was really distracted and I was like on my phone and stuff. But when I went on a walk and it was really eye-opening, when you go on a walk you can just sort of put your phone away and just take in your surroundings and have like a thought to yourself. And ideally I always also recommend not to go on your phone, obviously, so have that on like silent. I usually keep it in my pocket, just in case something happens or something, but I rarely use it. And same with music. I know a lot of people like listening to music when walking. I can understand, because I always used to listen to music, but now I do vastly limit it. For example, like I'll only do it if I genuinely want to, and so now I'll just do it for like, I don't know, 10 minutes of songs, and that's when I'm already like near my street. I'll never actually listen to music when I'm in the nature and stuff and I'm on my actual walk, because when I'm on the walk I'm prioritizing the mindfulness, but also just thinking and taking in the surroundings. Another reason I think that like walking / hiking goes hand in hand with meditation is because meditation is practicing the act of mindfulness, and I think like when you're walking it's sort of similar but different at the same time, because it's similar but it's like calming, and your mind's not like racing with thoughts, but it's like your mind's calm. But I feel like the difference is when you're walking, you do actually think quite a bit, and I think that's what makes like walking so great, especially when alone, because it helps you to think, like, and you can just think, which is great, obviously, because you can solve things that's going on. And for me, I think the greatest thing it does is like plan, so I can plan what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day if it's in the morning, or I can plan for what I'm gonna do for tomorrow, or I can just plan things in general for up and coming things. And in fact, most great entrepreneurs and millionaires came up with their ideas whilst running or whilst walking, and I think that's just because we generally we don't prioritize like that time slot where we get to think and get to actually like just have no distractions, just our mind thinking, and that's something walking provides for us. I put the next point as discomfort, but I think when you're gonna go on a walk, I think you should have like different kinds of walks as well. I think sometimes you should have like levels of discomfort. For example, today, I don't recommend doing this, but I definitely don't recommend doing this actually. But what I did is that I went in, like I said, I took like a 40-minute walk when I was getting back through like a dark forest. Like it was pitch black. It was just my torch. And I can't lie, at one point I genuinely took the wrong route as well. And I only realised 5 minutes in when like it came to a dead end. And I was like straight up, my heart dropped because I thought for a second I was lost. And that genuinely did create a huge level of discomfort. But always discomfort does come with like rewards, because I remember the second I left that forest, like I was just so grateful. And then just 2 hours after, even when I was at home, I was just feeling like great. I felt great. Like I even read, and I just took in everything, and I just felt grateful for everything. It's really strange, but like it's almost like how people say, "Oh, you don't realize how much you miss something until it's gone." Because in that moment, like I was genuinely like almost in fear. I was in like my heart was pounding and stuff. But once I got out, I was sort of like just a sigh of relief, and I was just began being grateful for all the little things in life, and being just like noticing things I never noticed before. For example, like just being grateful for like I don't even know, being grateful that I have the friends that I have, and that I went on a self-improvement journey, and grateful for all the things like my family does for me as well, and my friends do for me. Yeah. So I think implementing discomfort in your walks could be very useful. For example, you could do like runs as well, which could create some discomfort. Or if you're hiking, you could go up hills, stuff like that. You could take my strat of like adding a little fear element if you wanted to. But also I think it's important that you have like walks that are generally a bit more like comfortable-ish, as in where you just have like those relaxing walks, because I think sometimes like it is good to have discomfort, but sometimes it's better to have like the relaxing ones, because then you allow your mind to think more, and you're allowed to just have a calm mind and just think more, and just sort of almost like restore your dopamine levels in the moment. Because that's another thing I've helped is like the dopamine does help when you're just on a walk. You're not indulging in instant gratification. The next point is going to be exploring. I think exploring is a lot of fun, and it's sort of like in our masculine nature to explore, to drive, to like conquer, and it's sort of in our masculine drive. And I like exploring a lot because it really does add like an element of adventure to your hikes and to your walks. I always like exploring. Even it can be so simple as well, just taking like a different path. It can be as simple as that, like a different path to get home, or just finding a new like sort of field or something. It can be as simple as that, or just finding like a huge area. For example, like I only realised a year ago that there was like an entire forest only like a 20-minute walk away from my house, and the fact that I never knew this was so stupid of me. But once I realised that the exploration just like took over me, and exploring can be a lot of fun, and I think exploring is also very important because it's just good for your mental health, I think. But yeah, finally I just wanted to like add some bonus things like being at one with nature, for example, so you can just relax in it. And because I'm encouraging you to like go walk in parks, go walk in forests, then you're obviously going to be at one with nature. Then obviously another point is physical health, but I just wanted to mention them, but I'm not gonna go into detail with them because not only are they self-explanatory, but I wanted to make the video more about like you thinking and sort of the aspect of coming up with ideas and stuff like that. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I do admit I did go on a bit of a ramble. Hopefully you didn't get too confused. Like I tried to make it simple, but I know I do ramble a lot, and I don't write out the videos fully. I probably should start doing that, but I don't write out the videos fully because part of it is because obviously I only have like physical paper that I can write on, but also the other part is I kind of wanted to make it a bit more authentic in it. I just wanted to be like me talking to you, like just like a friend or something. But yeah, that's my video for today, and safe.